Dear students, in this video lecture, we'll talk about the second part of the module 1, that is the AC fundamentals. Basically, here we are going to study about the generation of sinusoidal voltage and what to mean by the average value of any alternating quantity, how we are going to represent this with respect to root mean square value, what are form factors and peak factors, then how you are going to represent the phasors of an alternating quantities. Let us study the first part, that is the generation of the sinusoidal voltage. Let us consider this is the conductor. The conductor is placed at this position. This is position number 1, 2, position number 1, this is position number 2, this is position number 3, this is position number 4, and this is position number 5. Suppose the conductor is placed here at position number 1, then if this conductor is having a length L which is placed perpendicular to the lines of magnetic flux of constant flux density B Weber per meter, which is produced by two north and south poles. If the conductor rotates in a circular path in anti-clockwise direction with an angular velocity omega, when it is at position number 1 where theta is 0, at that point the conductor is moving parallel to the lines of flux. There is no cutting of flux, there is no EMF induced, therefore at this position the EMF is 0. So when it starts rotating from position number 1 to position number 2 with an angle of 90 degree, at that particular point the conductor cuts the maximum flux because it is perpendicular to the lines of flux. Therefore the maximum EMF is induced. It will come here, you can see here, it is maximum EMF is induced. Again, when the conductor starts rotating from position number 2 to position number 3, when it reaches at theta is equal to pi angle, at that particular point again the conductor position and the lines of flux are parallel to each other. So there is no cutting of flux, there is no EMF, so EMF will be 0. Okay, first half cycle is completed now. Now when again conductor moves from position number 3 to position number 4, okay, the 3 pi by 2, at that point the EMF is again induced in a negative with respect to south pole, with respect to south pole, so the EMF induced is negative. Then when it starts rotating from position number 4 to position number 5 at theta is equal to 2 pi, again the EMF will moving towards the 0. So when it is at 3 pi by 2 angle, it cuts maximum flux, but because of the south pole the EMF is negative. So this is how the EMF is, the voltage, sinusoidal voltage is generated when the conductor starts rotating in anti-clockwise direction. That is very beautifully shown in the figure. Now let us discuss what are the important terms we have in case of the voltage and current parameters. Let us study what we mean by instantaneous value. The magnitude of an alternating quantity at any instant is known as an instantaneous value. At that particular instant, what is the value of current and voltage, that is called as instantaneous value. This is usually represented as a small v or small e or small I. It may be with respect to voltage or current respectively. The time taken in 1 second in 1 second by an alternating quantity to complete one complete cycle is called as the time period. Let us say, so this is an alternating quantity, it is completing one particular cycle in the time period t. So t is the time period, it is time taken by an alternating quantity to complete one particular cycle. This is one cycle, or half cycle, positive half cycle and negative half cycle. So to complete this one full cycle, how much time it will take, that you define it as the t, that is time period t. The number of cycles made per second by an alternating quantity. Number of cycles made per second by an alternating quantity is called as the frequency. So frequency is reciprocal to the time, so that is represented here. T is equal to 1 by f, or f is equal to 1 by t. The maximum positive or negative value which an alternating quantity attains during one particular complete cycle, it is called as the peak value, that is EM. This is the EM maximum value or peak value that represents here, that is represented here. Now let us discuss what you mean by the average value. The average value of an alternating quantity, that is the current or the voltage over one cycle, is always 0. So how the average value is calculated for one particular half cycle, we'll see. So I average is equal to area under one particular half cycle divided by length of the half cycle. That is, the equation of that is 1 by pi 0 to pi I d omega t, where I is equal to Im sin omega t. If you substitute that, then the equation will become 1 by pi 0 to pi Im sin omega t d omega t. So if I integrate the inside term, Im is the constant, it will come outside. So outside term will become Im by pi. The integration of sin omega t is minus cos omega t for the limit 0 to pi. So if you substitute the pi and 0 in the limit, so we are getting 2 Im by pi, that is 0.637 times of Im. So the average value is 0.637 times of the maximum value. So I average is equal to 0.637 times of Im. So all the DC voltmeters or the ammeters measures only the average value. Now let us discuss what we mean by the RMS value, that is root means square value. RMS value is also called as the effective value. The effective value or RMS value of an alternating quantity is that steady current when it's flowing through a given resistance for a given time produces the same amount of heat as produced by the current when it is flowing through the same resistance for the same time. So let us discuss how the RMS value is represented. IRMS is equal to square root of 1 by 2 pi 0 to 2 pi I square d omega t. So I is equal to Im sin omega t. If you substitute, this becomes Im square sin square omega t d omega t. Then this Im square by 2 pi if you take here, then inside the integration we get sin square omega t. Sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. So if you represent it, so it is 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2 d omega t. Then it is if you take Im square by 2 pi, Im square if you take outside the square root, then it becomes Im. Inside it becomes this 2 also comes outside, then it is 1 by 4 pi omega t minus 2 omega t by 2 by integrating the above term. So just apply the limit 0 to 2 pi here. So what we are getting is Im by root 2 we are getting. So IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. So that is 0.707 times of Im. All the AC voltmeters or ammeters will always measure the RMS value. Now let us discuss what you mean by the form factor and the peak factor. Form factor is the ratio of RMS value to the average value of alternating quantity. When I call alternating quantity, it may be a current or the voltage. So the form factor is represented as RMS value divided by the average value. RMS value is 0.707 times of Vm, then the average value is 0.637 times of Vm. Vm get cancels, then 0.707 divided by 0.637, we are getting around 1.11. Then the peak factor of the particular point is calculated as, the peak factor is the ratio of the maximum value to the RMS value. The maximum value is Vm, the RMS value is 0.707 times of Vm. 1 by 0.707 is 1.414 Vm get cancels. So remember the two values of peak factor and form factor. The form factor is always 1.11 and the peak factor is always 1.414. Now the last point we'll study how we are going to represent the phasors of the alternating quantities. See, this is the waveform for the voltage or current. At t is equal to 0 it starts and it is completing the cycle. So the EMF generated is E is equal to Em sin omega t. Then when it is at the leading phase, then already at the 0 instant waveform is started. So it is a leading waveform. So this is E is equal to Em sin omega t plus pi. So here it is the lagging phase, the current is lagging behind the particular point. So it is Em is equal to Em sin omega t plus pi and it is Em sin omega t minus pi. So here when it is at the same phase, when it is at the leading phase, when it is at the lagging phase, the waveforms are also represented in the above figure. So this is how the phasor diagrams of the alternating quantity, it may be a voltage or current, are represented as shown in the figure. So this is what the value we are considering. So in this particular video lecture, we studied how we are going to generate the sinusoidal voltage, what is the procedure of generating the sinusoidal voltage, fundamental concepts of generating the sinusoidal voltage we studied, and after that we studied what you mean by the average value, what you mean by the RMS value, what you mean by the form factor and peak factor, and at the end we studied how we are going to represent the phasors of an alternating quantity. So in the next video lecture, we will try to study some of the numericals on the AC fundamentals. Thank you.